Hello there, welcome back to another episode of Tea with Kimberly. My name is Kimberly Wilson of Tranquility Du Jour blog and podcast. I'm also a psychotherapist in private practice. And what I wanted to share with you today were just some ideas on how we can be giving back during this tough time. So a lot of us are homebound, and then a lot of us are also no longer utilizing some of the services we typically would, whether or not that's a massage therapist, whether or not it's dining in at restaurants or cafes, or supporting our doggy daycare. If we're homebound, we're probably going to have our dogs with us. And so thinking about what are some things that we can do to help those who are not employed right now because their services aren't necessarily being utilized. And then also, what can we do to make sure that there's a sense of interconnection with everything that's going on, right? One way that really helps to pull us out of state of overwhelm is to shift our focus to others. So I'm going to give you a variety of ideas. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and then just think about what can you be doing, even if it's a small gesture, to give back to others. So the big thing I wanted to mention is a lot of families are going to be quite hungry right now, and a lot of kids are used to being fed at schools, which are closed. So can you donate to food banks? Or can you help out in any way with your local food bank? Sharing resources. So whatever it is, like to pass along articles, that doesn't cost anything. So sharing resources such as articles, sharing resources of time, sharing resources of money. So say, for example, you're not able to use a service that you had scheduled and had hoped to be able to go to. So can you still give that person a tip? Can you maybe even pay for the service? Maybe not. But just thinking about what can you do to help others right now who are not employed because of everything that's going on. Also, a kind word goes a very, very long way. Also, in case you're lonely and you would like to have some company, adopting or fostering a pet from your local shelter would be amazing, would be so, so kind. And, if you would prefer not to have it long term, fostering is a wonderful way to have a little buddy and then also help the shelters that are quite overflowing. Another thing is to shop small and local when possible. So say you have a choice to go to Target, as some of us like to call it, or maybe a local kind of more mom and pop market. So can you go to that mom and pop market? Also, can you help support your local businesses? So you may not be able to go to them right now. Say a restaurant, a yoga studio, places like that. Can you go ahead and buy maybe a gift card that you will use in the future because you'll be back, you'll be wanting to go, but you just can't go right now. And things like that will help keep them a little bit more afloat, hopefully, during this time. Keeping those memberships going. So you may have a membership to a gym, a yoga studio, a waxing salon. I mean, who knows, right? We can have memberships to all sorts of things. And keeping those going if possible, because it helps those businesses. Ideally, we'll be back soon, but we don't really know. So even if you can just keep it going for a month just to see what happens, that will make a big difference probably to that organization. Checking in with those who live alone, right? Who may be isolated right now, and to just a little loving text. How are you doing? Do you need anything? Can I offer support? And sometimes support is simply in the way of a video chat, a way to connect, because I think a lot of people are going to be going a bit stir crazy. So what can we do to actually help during this time? Also, donating to charities. I mean, right now, one of the things, of course, I follow a ton of animal shelters and animal sanctuaries, and they are really struggling right now because a lot of them were planning on having big events, right? That would be their big fundraiser for the year. And now those events have been canceled, and yet they still have expenses, and they may not have visitors who are coming into their sanctuaries because of everything that's going on. So is there a way that you could help reach out and support? So these are just some of the ideas that I had. Oh, another thing, ordering takeout. and particularly Chinese takeout, because from what I understand, a lot of Asian businesses are suffering right now. And so what can you do to help support? And you may get a little tired of your own cooking, right? So takeout is a wonderful way to still help support the restaurants, and still get a little variety for yourself, but also to stay home. All right, so I hope that these are helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you on additional ways in which you are able to reach out and support others, from individuals to families to communities to animals, right? Small businesses, nonprofits. Everyone needs a little extra love right now. Thank you for tuning in.